That right there is a great indicator that some thunderstorms are trying to form. That can very easily grow into a thunderstorm. When you see big white puffy clouds that are vertically stacked high, they look like big old cotton balls, those cumulonimbus clouds can easily become thunderstorms. And when you see that kind of vertical development, see how it's kind of more straight up than it is all spread apart? That just means there's a lot of rising air in the sky, and rising air is the ingredient for thunderstorms. You get that air to rise enough, you get a big thunderstorm. Now, not all the sky has that big puffy vertical cloud. You see this on days where there'll be isolated or pop-up or scattered thunderstorms. So that look right there is an indicator that storms have the potential to form. And look at over there, look, I see another one vertically growing, kind of bubbling straight on up. Let's turn around now because we'll see some darker clouds. See that right there? The darker, so the grayer a cloud is, that just means the more water droplets it has. That's the next ingredient for thunderstorms. You need a gray cloud to show up, at least down here by the ground. White's cool because high enough up in the sky, everything is literally frozen ice. But when you see gray, that means water droplets. No matter if it's white or gray close to the ground, in other words, it's warm enough to melt those little ice pieces into water droplets, you're gonna get some rain, the grayer a cloud is. So what's happening is those water droplets are blocking out sunlight, and it means there's a bunch of water droplets closer to the ground. So when you see some gray clouds like that, you see some clouds like that just starting to bubble up, that is an indicator of some storms. And we were absolutely tracking some storms this evening on the radar as a cold front slices through our area. That's the catalyst to get this air that's already rising to really rise. So we see that vertical air, that cloud tracing it, punching up. Well, if you want to make it really rise, you got to give it a little push. And that cold front stopping by will give it the push to make something like that grow big into a thunderstorm. A lot of thunderstorm clouds in the summer, they will tower to the height that airplanes fly. We're talking like 8 miles up in the sky. So that explains when we get those nasty summer thunderstorm wind gusts that bring down some branches and things like that. Well, what's happening is you have that cold air dropping for literally miles and miles and miles, and then it slams into the ground and moves in a straight line and kind of blows over anything in its way if that wind has enough ump to it. So that's the thunderstorm wind damage we see. It's just miles of air that has been falling, and it hits the ground in these big old thunderstorms. Another indicator for some storms, and you look up in the sky, those clouds are moving fast. Just looking at that, I can tell that bunch of clouds is moving faster than usual. That means the winds are a lot stronger up in the sky. They're not vertical winds as they move across, it's winds going horizontal, and that wind difference of vertical winds, these clouds tracing the rising air that's going straight up, and the winds cooking horizontally, that helps you get some storms. And if you got enough of that sort of twists and crisscross, you could even get some tornadoes. Looking at the sky right now, not too worried about that, but this one is trucking along. Just a second ago, we looked at it right there. Some really strong winds high up in the sky. Those really strong winds can also come down from some of these thunderstorms and cause even strong wind gusts as well.